Alright, welcome back everyone to the channel. Thank you for stopping by today. In today's video, I got a gameplay of Ramaza in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It's a decent game, nothing crazy. It's really hard to get good gameplays in Modern Warfare when you can only play like a few games a day, not even, and you get exhausted from the game because it's so boring and lack of, there's just a lack of drive for me to play the game. It's just I don't know what it is. It's a combination of a bunch of things, I guess. The footsteps, the mini map, just skill-based matchmaking. The gunplay's alright, but if it's in the maps, obviously are really bad. So overall, the game has some decent qualities, but overall it's just a good COD, and it gets boring within a few matches. So it's really hard to get decent gameplay. So I pretty much just take whatever I can get. But that's not the purpose of the video. With all my videos, the purpose of the video is the topic at hand, which in today's video is let's discuss fatigue in the Call of Duty franchise. So, with any franchise that has yearly releases, it's gonna get boring. It's gonna get old and tiresome after a while. So there has to be some sort of innovation that occurs throughout the franchise's history that keeps it kind of fresh and new and exciting. With Call of Duty, it's a lot of the same. The game you see that today is very similar to the game that was released more than a decade ago. So it's hard to innovate on something that is so addictive, like Call of Duty, the first-person Twitch shooter aspect of it. So in that case, you don't really necessarily have to innovate that drastically, but you have to make small changes to change up something from year to year. When you do the same thing all the time, eventually people are just gonna say, you know what, I've played this game before. It's not exciting anymore. I want something new. And that's kind of what's happening with Call of Duty. Sadly to say. Not good for business for the channel, but it's something's gonna have to be done in the near future to keep this game pumping out. So Activision's gonna have to step in and come up with some ideas. You know what I mean? Do something creative. Change the rank up system. They tried that this year, but have like more of a. How about you give it a skill-based matchmaking and do what they do in Call of Duty Mobile? When they have that ranked play, it's ranked play, but it's like you get like a certain rank and you rank up that rank and you get matched up with other people you rank, but you can also play with anyone of any rank, and it's cool. That's your skill-based matchmaking right there, and then have pub matches on the side, so you can have that and you can have that. That's a cool idea that I think would be good. So you have like elite, pro, rookie, platinum, all those different divisions, and you get ranked up into those divisions based on your performance, based on if you win, your kills, your score, and all that crap. So basically, I want to talk about with Call of Duty. They've released every year, so basically up to this date, there's been 15 games, guys. 15 games starting. I'm really only starting with Call of Duty 4 because that's when it became multiplayer focused. Before that, with Call of Duty 3, 2, and 1, it was more of a campaign, and the multiplayer was just kind of like a side piece. But since Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, it's become mostly about the multiplayer, so that's kind of what I'm focused on. So really, there's been 15 Call of Duties released since 2007, which is insane. So just by nature, that's going to get tiring quick. So, that's going to lead to this fatigue that we're experiencing in 2020. Another thing I should touch upon is in order to keep a game fresh, you have to have good post-launch content. So not only do you have to have good launch content, you have to have good post-launch content. And lately, the launch content has been terrible, and the post-launch content has been bad. So that's another reason why the game's I'm getting tired of this game. It's feeling fatigued, the franchise. When I say lack of good or post-launch content, developers, what they do is they finish a game 5 months prior to release, and then they start working on the next game. You know what I mean? You can tell they've already given up on the game. So by the time the game comes out that we see the game, it feels like it's given up on. It feels like they don't care anymore. It's like on to the next game. You know what I mean? And there's never a footing into the current title, which is stupid. When I say a lack of post-launch content, mostly besides a few maps, which in recent years they've released so few maps at launch that it just feels like they're finishing the game off 10 months into the game's life cycle. By that time, we're tired of it and we're moved on to other games. So it's just, and then you look at the microtransactions, obviously supply drops and stuff like that. But you look at like gun camos, it's like that's tiring, just doing headshots and all this crap for just a few camos. Like who cares about camos at the end of the day? It doesn't really change this experience at all, and it's not really something that keeps coming back. Obviously the paints and sprays and emotes and all that crap and titles and emblems, like that's not any good content that's going to make the game better. It's a bunch of filler shit. It's a bunch of crap. No one wants it. But this is what they say is like for example, this last season 1 with Modern Warfare, it's like the biggest content drop ever. It's like what did you add? A few old maps that we played 10 years ago and a new game mode that you take away in 2 weeks. Like, there's nothing there. There's no content. There's nothing new about the game. The game's the exact same as it was on the day of release. And it's bullshit. They don't care anymore. They already moved on to the next game. And it's causing fatigue for everybody. Why wouldn't it, you know? Another topic I should talk about is the same gameplay loop with matches feeling similar. So with Call of Duty multiplayer, it's the same. The game modes really haven't changed in the last decade. It's a lot of the same stuff. You go in and you try to get kills. It's pretty basic. There's not really much going on. Obviously, they tried to add the battle royale last year, and there's a leak that it's coming with this game as well this year and sometime this year, sometime in the next few months, I guess. But that's just a copy. That's not innovation. That's just copying off of Fortnite and Apex and the franchises that have done it better. You know what I mean? I didn't find Blackout was very good. The graphics were terrible. The gunplay was alright, but it was just a boring, slow-paced game. It's not as good as Apex and Fortnite that are both free to play. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna do something new, do it new from scratch. That's what you did with Call of Duty. That's what made this game so great in the first place. It was something different and exciting. They got rid of that. They haven't done anything in the last 12 years. You know what I mean? 13 years, 14 years. They haven't changed. They just keep pumping out the same thing because you know why? They got complacent because they make money. People buy the same crap every year. They make billions of dollars every freaking year. So people get complacent. They make their money. And for example, it comes to mind, the new Star Wars movies, they don't care if they're good. Disney, they don't give two craps if the movies are any good because they're not. They're trash, honestly. I haven't even seen the newest one, but the last two, the Force Awakens was solid, but The Last Jedi was the biggest piece of crap I've ever watched. I wanted to leave the theater within the first 20 minutes. But what was I saying? They get complacent and they don't care if it's good. They just care if it makes money. As long as it makes money, which it's a guarantee because it's the name of the franchise. Call of Duty, Star Wars. People are going to show up to the theater no matter what, you know, and they don't care if it's good. They take their money to the bank, and that's all they care about. They just want to please their shareholders and make money. It's a business, but don't you have any pride in your work? Don't you care? Like, isn't that why you want to go to work every day? How do you stay motivated just on making money? Like, there has to be some sort of motivator factor there besides money, that you actually have a passion and you actually have some sort of pride in your work, that when you've released something, you want it to be of high standard. Like, I don't get that. It's pretty sad, actually. And it's another big reason why Call of Duty has just felt a little lackluster. That excitement is gone. And I'm not saying this is anything new. This has been gone for years, but it's been slowly dwindling pretty much since like Black Ops 2, I'd say, which is current gen. Current gen's been pretty bad for Call of Duty. And if you want to check out my previous video on that, a few videos back, I did that. It's called The Tragedy of Current Gen COD. Check that out for sure if you're interested in that. So what I should probably talk about just before we end this video here in the next minute or so is just what they try to do with the jetpack and COD in recent years. So they try to innovate in that sense, but again, that was just a copy of games like Titanfall. They just, in Halo, I guess, they just kind of like, they're piggybacking off other franchises that have found success, and that's not what you want to do, you know? That's just, it's bad. It's in a bad place right now. They tried that jetpacking thing. It clearly didn't work out. People were so sick of that. 2 years, 1 year, basically. Black Ops 3 was all right. People seem to be okay with that, but it was just, no one wanted the boots or the jetpacking. Black Ops 3 would have been better on boots on the ground anyway, you know? So, I guess, thank you for coming by the video today. That's all I really have today. Comment down below if you have anything to add that I may have missed, or if you just want to challenge me on something or ask a question or do anything like that. I appreciate it when there is comments in the comment section, because it shows that people are actually somewhat engaged in the content, and that's how you grow on YouTube. You know, you have to have videos that people actually want to see and have kind of like an itch for, you know. So with that, thank you so much for checking out the channel today, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye.